Hello and welcome to this morning's Liverpool news roundup here on Anfield Agenda. My name is Conor. I'm going to take you through all of the latest news, including some bombshell news that broke late last night that Marc Guehi will in fact be leaving Crystal Palace. We got confirmation on that. We have some more quotes from Arne Slot's embargoed press conference from yesterday. We have a little bit on the United game and a link with Mac Allister, which is worrying, but there's always going to be rumours around a player of his quality. So before we get into the news, please do hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. In fact, I'm going to sit here until you do it. I'm watching you specifically. You, press the button, hit the subscribe button. Thank you. Was that so difficult? Thank you for hitting it. Finally. Let's get into the news anyway. So we'll start off with the Marc Guehi situation. We did get confirmation late last night from Oliver Glasner himself, who confirmed that Marc Guehi will leave Crystal Palace in 2026. The defender will exit either in January or on a free transfer in the summer, which is it's good news for us, I suppose. Like, it's a player we do really want. We nearly got him in the summer. There's a good chance we still get him. Some reports are starting to say we're losing ground in the race. Maybe we're not quite favourites for a signature still, but I'm still optimistic on it. I think if we do get him, it will be the summer rather than January. I think he'll want to just sit still there for the year, cement his place in the England team for the World Cup then. Just the consistency of this season, I'm sure, will be very important for Marc Guehi, and I don't think he'll want to disrupt that halfway through the season. So I don't see a move in January personally. I think it will be next summer. We do have a report that is a bit contrasting to that though, from the I paper, who say that Crystal Palace are planning to sell captain Marc Guehi in January, and Liverpool are no longer the frontrunners to sign the 25-year-old. Barcelona, Real Madrid and Bayern Munich are all interested in the England international. So there's a lot of competition for a signature. I'm not saying it's an absolute done deal that we will get him, but he spent the entire day with Liverpool officials doing his medical. He was cutting about in Liverpool gear all day. Like, I think it'll be hard for him to get that out of his head. Like, he was very excited for the move. Like, obviously, there's a lot of opportunities for him now if big clubs like Real Madrid and Barcelona come in for him, but the optimistic in me says I think he will still want to join the Reds. He's been sold a vision. I am optimistic on this. I think we will get him over the line. Please do let me know, will we sign Marc Guehi? Again, I don't think it'll be January. I don't think Crystal Palace will be able to sell him in January, in all honesty. Like, Marc Guehi will want to sit there, like I said, for the consistency of games and the fact that he will get a big signing on bonus if he goes for free in the summer as well. So I can't see the player pushing for a move, and I just can't see Crystal Palace being able to sell him in January. So one to sit on for a while now and just see how it plays out. But yeah, I think its summer move will be the most likely. Some more quotes then from the Arne Slot press conference yesterday. There was more came out in the embargoed section last night. He was speaking a little bit more about Alexander Isak, and he had this to say: "You can play at this level if you are maybe 80 or 90 or 95% fit. But if you want to make a difference at the highest level of football, because that is what the Premier League is, then you need to be 100%. I think I can safely say he's 100% now." That is great, obviously. Like, he has been playing decent for us when he's been there, but he hasn't quite been hitting the fitness levels and the level of performance we know he can reach. We don't need to go over it again, but obviously he had a very disrupted preseason, and it's just great news to hear now that he is completely fit and firing, and he should be playing 90 minutes in games more. Obviously, he will rotate with Hugo Ekitike through the middle, but Ekitike and Isak, if they're both at 100%, like, that is scary. So let's hope he can stay fit and get firing and just start banging in the goals for Liverpool. Like, it will make a huge difference when we are struggling for goals from open play. So if he can get on the score sheet this weekend, even better. Imagine a scenario where Isak and Wirtz end up scoring against United on Sunday. Like, that is going to be just magnificent if that happens. The boost that'll give the lads, and we'll properly kick on from there. So I am dreaming here, of course, like, but it is great news to hear that Isak is at 100% now, and he can really start to push on from here on out. Speaking about our previous record signing then, so Florian Wirtz, Arne Slot said, "If you've been brought in for so much money, people look mainly at goals and assists, but I can tell you he could be on 6 or 7 assists already." And that is true. Like, there was a lot of chances that he created that just weren't put away. Like, my mind always goes back to that Galatasaray game just before the break, where he could have had at least 3 or 4 assists that night. Like, there was a few chances that were just completely messed up. And I'm not going to sit here and say he's been lighting up the Premier League or anything that way, but, like, some perspective is needed. Like, if even a few of those had gone in, he wouldn't have that stupid 007 label on him, and people wouldn't be talking about half as much. But that's not to say, like, if he plays a brilliant ball through and someone doesn't score, that doesn't affect him. That's not his fault. So, like, he is creating chances. Like, we've seen that stat that he's pretty much at the very top of that list in the top 5 leagues in Europe for chances created this season. And once we start sticking balls in the back of the net, like I said, we are struggling for goals from open play. So once we find our shooting boots, get a few goals, Virgil will start racking up assists. I'm sure he'll chip in with a few goals himself as well. And people can just stop talking about this stupid debate. Like, he is a fantastic player, and I have absolutely no doubt that by the end of the season, we will all be calling this signing a bargain. An interesting piece of information I've seen this morning from James Pearce of The Athletic, who said if Liverpool avoid defeat, they will set a new club record of 10 home league games unbeaten against Manchester United, and Arne Slot will reach a century of points in fewer games than any previous manager in the club's history. That is an incredible stat, and it really puts it into perspective, like how well Arne has done since he's come into the club. Like, to be the quickest manager to reach 100 points total would be crazy. Like, if we can get the win, it'll put us over that mark, and like, it just is testament to Arne of how well he bedded in last season, how quickly he settled in. Yes, people will make the argument that it was Jurgen Klopp's team, but as we've said a few times on this channel, Jurgen Klopp did not win the league with that team, so Arne Slot came in, he bedded in very quickly, and he could easily be the quickest manager to reach 100 points at Liverpool Football Club. So put some respect on Arne Slot's name. People calling for his head is just ridiculous. Yes, we can be frustrated. Yes, we can criticise certain decisions, but people who don't trust in this manager, I don't understand it whatsoever. Like, he's proved his credentials, he's been fantastic so far, and I've absolutely no doubt that when the team clicks and properly gets going, we're going to be just laughing at any idea that we wanted to get rid of Arne Slot. I think he's going to be incredible. He's going to win a huge amount of trophies at Liverpool Football Club, and I think the stat here just puts it into perspective as well, that the nonsense around his future and stuff like that is just, it is nonsense. A quick quote from Virgil van Dijk here then as well. So he said, "We have to improve offensively, defensively, in possession, set pieces, but the matter of the fact is that we got in total of the games that we play, we won 7 out of 10, and we still have so much to improve." And yes, you can say we're struggling for form as such, but we have got a lot of points on the board. We're actually better off this season than we were at this point last season. Obviously, Arsenal have gone ahead of us, which is a completely different debate as well, but put some perspective on it. We haven't been playing well, and we're still racking up points. When we do start playing well, and it's going to be scary, like Van Dijk said, like, we have to improve on every element of the pitch, every element of set pieces, in possession, everything. So we have a long way to grow, and we're already at the top as it is, or near enough the top. So it is going to be scary, like I said, and I agree with Van Dijk there. There's still much to improve, but when we do, it's curtains for everyone else. We'll finish up then with a link with Alexis Mac Allister and Real Madrid. It's a story we've seen pop up a few times in the last few months, and it's an obvious link to make when you always see, like, South American players do tend to want to move to La Liga at some point. Not saying Alexis Mac Allister is pushing for a move or anything like that, but like, these links, they always do come up, so I think we just need to discuss it. So this is from Mark Bruce of Caught Offside, who said, "Liverpool's Alexis Mac Allister and Chelsea's Enzo Fernandez are the headline names on Real Madrid's midfield shortlist, which also includes Crystal Palace's Adam Wharton and AZ Alkmaar's Keys Smith. Is there a world where Alexis Mac Allister ends up at Real Madrid someday? Absolutely. Like, I'm sure that is a distinct possibility in the future, but I don't think that's anywhere near his thinking in the short-term future, so I wouldn't be worried about this one. Like I said, maybe he ends up at Real Madrid someday, but I don't think that's coming anytime soon, because he is a fantastic player. Real Madrid obviously would want him when he is that caliber of player, but I can't see us like wanting to cash in unless it was a seriously ridiculous offer, and Madrid don't tend to do that nowadays. They either sign a player for free, which could be what happens here if Alexis does want to go there at some point in the future, or they pay big money for very young players, and I wouldn't really put Alexis in that very young category, so I wouldn't be worried about it. I wouldn't think that they're going to come in with a big money offer, and I don't think we'd accept anyway unless it was absolutely ludicrous money, so not one to worry about, but like I said, just one to discuss. Let's hope he does sign a new deal in the future at some point and spend his entire career at Liverpool, but like, you just never know with these kind of situations, so like I said, wouldn't be worried about, but definitely want to keep an eye on. That's all from me anyway. Thank you very much for watching this video. I will be live tomorrow from 4 PM for the Man United game. Craig is obviously going to the game, and he's having his live show in the Hot Water Comedy Club after that. There is a link in the description if you want to get your tickets to that. There are still a few left. Not too many now, so you do want to be quick if you want to get your tickets, but that's going to be a great night. So please, like I said, do check out the link in the description if you need your tickets. Hit the subscribe button before you head out if you didn't already start the video. Hit the like button, and thank you very much for watching. I'll see you very soon.